So in the first half, I'm going to be talking about the BMW Guggenheim Lab, which is a project that I've just returned from Berlin from being part of. And in the second half, I'm going to talk about some projects that hopefully we'll be able to do here, which we've been piloting over in Berlin. So I thought we'd start with a little quiz, just to break the ice. So what percentage of trips do we think are made by bicycle here in this area or around our urban area? So 95% of the time our cars are just sitting idle and not doing anything. So most people drive an hour to work, they park their car for 8 or 9 hours, drive an hour home, and then the car sits there overnight doing nothing. So that's one of the things that we were talking about at the Guggenheim Lab, is how we can change where we live to fit how we actually use where we live. So I moved to Australia 5 years ago to work on the Western Brisbane Transport Network investigation, which for those of you who are living out in the western suburbs and the northern suburbs, then this was a project that kind of affected or was about where you live. And so we decided in that project that walking and cycling shouldn't just be about going to the train station or just popping to the shop on a Sunday morning to get your newspaper, that we should have some proper infrastructure to support people being able to walk and cycle. So originally that project was obviously a bypass project for the bypass out by Sandford, but we decided we should be looking more at public transport, walking and cycling. And so I developed a concept for 11-metre wide cycleways. So I applied to the AITPM, which is the Australian Institute of Traffic Planning and Management, and I won their 2009 scholarship, and I was able to go to see places that are great for cycling, so places like Amsterdam, Copenhagen. I wanted to go to Colombia to meet Enrique Peñalosa, who was the mayor, because he had transformed cities and made them into places where people, as he says, felt joy on the street rather than fear. So he removed quite a lot of parking and widened streets. Lots of new retail and offices and shops had moved into streets that then had wider footpaths, and he obviously put in bus rapid transit as well. So, and then he read my research, and then I'd narrowed my cycling superhighways down a little bit. I'd made them from 11 metres down to 7 metres, and as a result of that he proposed me for the BMW Guggenheim Lab. And so it's a collaboration between BMW, so they are changing their market, so they realise that cars in their current state aren't the future, and it's all about access to cars, not ownership. So in Germany they have a huge scheme called Drive Now, so you have a chip in your driver's licence, you have your smartphone, you tap in where you are, you can see where a car is available, so there might be just one across the road. You take your driver's licence, you swipe it across like an e-toll in the windscreen. That unlocks the car, you get in, the keys are there, you drive away, and you drop it where you want to end your trip, and then you get out, the car locks, and you just pay for what you've used. So big car companies, Audi and BMW and the like, are looking at access, not ownership to cars.